What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Off the Ball podcast with me, your host, Chris LeBron, and we are on the Nothing But Net radio channel on Dash Radio. And I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Hope everyone, got the presents they wanted and enjoyed their holiday. But today's show, I got a special guest with me today. Very excited to share this, her story and everything she's been able to. So I got Nicky Young, owner of the K3 Shooting Band. Nicky, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How's everything going today?
Cold.
very,
Cold.
very cold out there, especially in New York City. It is brick out. It is brick out. So, how was your holiday and everything?
Everything was chill. Went smooth. Everything I wanted, everything I need. So, in good health, can't complain.
Yes. Exactly. Good health is the most important thing, right? So
Right.
let's, like I said, I'm very excited that you'll be able to come on the show. So let's talk to me a little bit about yourself and your basketball career and how everything all got started. Your love of basketball and all that.
32 years flashed before my eyes. I started basketball when I was a baby. My dad actually played a half a season for the Knicks.
Oh.
And I've always been into basketball ever since I saw him do it. So I would always cry when he wouldn't give me the ball and things like that. So it started from a very young age, very young. After that, it kind of just it's like in my DNA. I kept playing junior high school, college, went overseas and tried out for the WNBA. I tried out for the Chicago Sky, and now I'm back home, changing the game with my bands.
Nice. So, like you said, your dad played, a little stint with the Knicks, and that makes me happy being a Knicks fan and all that. But, so how was that? Like, even, like just seeing him, in that, in the NBA, that's crazy. Right? That's surreal. Like, my pops is in the NBA. Like, even if how long it was, it's still, you can always say, hey, my dad was in the NBA.
I always wanted to beat him, no matter what. I didn't care where he played. I was always like, I'm gonna beat him. I don't care where he plays for. It's the Knicks overseas. I'm gonna beat him. So that's just always been my mentality. Growing up, watching him be so competitive, I wanted to be just like him, if not better. So I guess that's what I strive to do. Just be a better ball player.
So how was growing up with him and those battles? I'm sure you guys had a lot of one-on-one battles and all that. How was that? Those matchups.
I don't think I ever won. He can shoot, so the man can shoot from anywhere. So it was extremely tough playing. He's 6'7", and I was a little shrimp, was like 5 feet tall. So I think I didn't beat him much until I was like 25. Yeah, horrible. My record is bad with my dad. So
what did you learn most from him growing up? Watching his game, and what did you take away from his game that you try to implement in your game growing up?
Shooting. One thing my dad could always do was shoot. If not anything else, he didn't have to put the ball on the floor to do anything. He could shoot. So that was impressive to me. And I guess I always wanted to just replicate that, just kind of just be that person where I could shoot as well. So shooting has always been something that I want to be dominant at because one thing he told me was if their hand is down, make them pay. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do now. We shoot that ball.
Exactly. Hand is down, make them pay for sure. So what was what did he teach you as far as techniques is how to become a great shooter? Everyone hears, repetition, but what were the techniques he taught you in order to be a great shooter?
Fundamentals. My dad always brought me back to fundamentals no matter what. In case I get a little flashy or try and just imitate something else, just shake his head. No, that's not fundamentals, just
exactly.
Break it down and just don't do too much and score like that. And that's what I've been doing.
And it's really that simple, right? Fundamentals, right? And I'm sure you see it in today's game, not just in the pros, but at the high school level and the AAU level. You see it like guys just don't, guys and gals, that fundamental is kind of missing in the game, right? Yeah. And if people don't realize if you have your fundamental, you could be a hell of a player with just knowing your fundamentals. Like it's not all about being on the ball is life mixtape dunking on people and all that. And I see that a lot, and I'm like, that's cool, right? That's cool. You can get your followers up and all that. Your Instagram's gonna go up, but I need to see more than you just dunking and stuff. And I see that a lot on the circuit. I'm like, man, he can't do anything else. And it's like, oh, he dropped 30, but he shot 25%. And it's like, you know, and you see the fundamental, and you're looking at the fundamentals, like, oh, there is no fundamentals. Like, it's just dribble, 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 take a bad shot,
No
or just
rebound.
like, and it's crazy. Like, I see that. So, you know, when you see stuff like that, does that just infuriate you when you just don't see like the fundamentals? And where does that start from? Is that the coaching scene that coaches aren't just teaching the fundamentals like they used to?
I absolutely get upset when I see that, because it's kind of just like you're paying homage to your game, to your craft. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't skip any steps. You know, you got to crawl before you walk. That's what they say. So
Yep.
if you just get on the court and you just start chucking half court shots, more than likely you're gonna miss. You know, you have to work your way up to doing those type of things. So I think you just got to put the work in, to be honest, you know, and not skip any steps, because once you start skipping steps, you're skipping major parts of the game
Mm-hmm.
that just have been there for so long that you can't ignore them.
Yeah. I think that's, like you said, fundamentals is so important. Like I said, I see it way too much, and I get so frustrated. Like I said, you get frustrated too, and it's just like, come on, guys. Like, and I know it's not the fun thing, you know. And we live in a way different world now, right? Than we did
Mm-hmm.
maybe 10, 15 years ago, where, you know, the fundamentals, like how I was taught how to play basketball. Now, if I was taught that way, you know, I would never play. You know, so it's crazy. It's just crazy. But you know, I see the coaching is not the same. It's, you know, the coaching, especially at the AAU level, and I have a whole thing about the AAU and how that's, but it's just not the same. It's just like you said, it's highlights. Everyone wants to
Mm-hmm.
be the highlight, right? We see all these
Yeah,
5 stars, and they're like, oh, you see all their highlights, and then I see, like, okay, you watch them actually play, and it's like, it's rough. Like, and I see a lot of girls who go to college now. They're going at the big schools, and they're like, and you watching them play, you're like, oh, they have no fundamentals. They're not being taught nothing. Like, they were all propped up and told, you're great at this, great at that, because you dominated and because you dunked and all that. But you're
blood
really
is
not as
boiling.
good as you thought.
Blood is boiling, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So you said you went overseas, right?
Yeah.
And so how was that experience going overseas?
It was brief. It was very brief. I actually struggled to mesh with the team and to actually even to stay over there. It was I went to Ireland, and the love for the game changed actually. I went out there and I thought I would love it, just, you know,
Mhm.
off the bat, but I didn't realize how hard it was to actually be over there and be present and be away from your family, and
Yeah.
just to still work on basketball as hard as you do back home, and just love it the same.
Mhm.
So I struggled so much to the point where I just came home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was like it's a culture shock. Like, you're going to, even though, I mean, I'm sure they speak some English there, but it's still like, the food, you know, the people you're around, you know, you're just not in that comfort zone. I'm sure that was definitely a struggle.
Right. Everything was different. You know, even driving on the other side of the road, I couldn't drive.
Yeah, they drive on the other side, right? That's weird.
Yeah, my license wasn't valid there. I was like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I couldn't drive. You know, you have to just learn public transportation.
Mhm.
It was rough, and it was extremely cold again.
Yeah. It's like, yo, I just came from somewhere that was cold. Do I have to go to another place that's cold?
Colder, which was bad.
Colder. Oh, that's even worse. Like, oh, it's colder. Wow. That.
Right.
But I've heard a lot of stories of people who, you know, go overseas, and it's just that it's adapting to it. That's tough. Like, people don't realize, like, yeah, you're playing ball, but you're in a whole different environment, and you have to. That takes time to adjust. And I'm sure, like, that was just really tough to adjust to that, you know, environment. You know,
That's if you adjust.
it's if yeah, not a lot of people do. And not a lot of people, because you see a lot of kids, they go, you know, instead of going to college route, they go overseas, and you see a
Right.
lot of them struggle, because it's not just, you know, basketball. Like, it's you're playing basketball with grown adults, right? You know, so that's
That's
different, right?
mhm.
You're not playing against the 4'2" freshman anymore. You're going against grown men who, you know, maybe not are, you know, playing professional in the NBA stuff, but these are professionals at their level, and they're grown men, right? Everything's different when you're playing against grown men or grown women. And, you know, adjusting to that, and the type of the game style, right? If the game's different overseas, right? I'm sure
Every
that's another adjustment.
Everyone is so competitive.
Mhm.
That's one thing that I loved about being overseas. I definitely enjoyed that, was the competitiveness. Everyone wanted to work on their game. Everyone wanted to just learn their fundamentals. They wanted to implement that in their game. They wanted to use it, and that surprised me.
Yeah.
I really thought that people were just, back home just flashy and just trying to, dribble and shoot. No, these girls and guys, they wake up early. They're in the gym. They have jobs. Some of these people, and they love the game so much that no matter what, they just work all day on their craft. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
And that's what you said is fundamentals, right? We talked about the fundamentals, right? And we see that with a lot of people, a lot of players overseas. They come to and when they come to the States, and they're fundamentally sound, right? We see Luka, right?
Yeah.
We look at Luka, and you look at Luka, and he's not athletically, gifted. He's not fast. He may look slow, but yet he's averaging 30, 10, and he's averaging a triple double on a nightly basis because he's just so fundamentally sound, right? And
so you're not getting that ball.
and like we said, like fundamentals are just really, really important. So, learn your fundamentals, people, because it's very important.
Right.
So you said you tried out for the WNBA in the Chicago side, right? How was that experience?
That was amazing. I had a lot of fun. I went to Chicago. Definitely caught me by surprise. The group
cold
of people
too, right?
that were there.
It's cold there. You like the cold, I see.
It was freezing. It was. I walked in and I was just blown away. There were girls from all walks of life, tall, short, skinny. Some bigger than others, and it was amazing to see that everyone wanted to be on that team so bad. Skin, from the court, diving, people losing skin. I was like, oh my God. But it forced you. It forced you to come out of your comfort zone and to truly compete with some really good people who didn't even go D1 and wanted that shot. So that was definitely an experience I'll never forget.
That's awesome that you were able to experience that and just be in that environment, like a pro environment, right? That you're playing in the States and in the biggest league in the world, right? The WNBA, like that's that's awesome, and so who were your favorite, hoopers growing up?
My favorite hoopers growing up, I like Shaq. I don't know why. I like Shaq. He was just he was very dominant, and I guess he just knew his job. He didn't try to do too much. He obviously didn't shoot threes, and he won the game, and he did what he was supposed to do. So I've always admired that. Just like now, Klay Thompson is my favorite player. He doesn't do too much. He don't need to put the ball on the floor, drop 30 in a quarter. So I feel like people that don't do too much and they just let the game come to them, I tend to flock towards that.
Yeah, especially with Klay, like he don't even dribble. Like he don't even dribble. You don't need to dribble, and I think that game where he had like 62 points, I think he was like, it was like like 10 dribbles, 11 dribbles, only took.
Less than 10 dribbles, I believe.
It's crazy.
Imagine telling someone
with no dribbles and dropping 60 on someone. But that shows you that there's so much more to basketball than just having the ball in your hand and do it. Like his ability to move, off the ball and see where the screen's at and find the hole. Find a little and then get open is just, to me, it's like what Ray Allen was doing and Reggie Miller, how they played, right? They always played that same way. Where they just so smooth, like they know when the screen's coming and they know how to get there before the defender knows, right? That's so smart. And with Klay, he's I'm so upset that he's hurt. Like it really, like I remember I was in the car and I'm getting ready for the season, like the draft. I think it was draft day. And I heard the news. I'm like, oh no. Then you heard the leg injury. It's like, oh, same leg. And then he blows. And I think that really hurts. That hurts the Warriors a lot. Like they don't look the same at all. Like the first two games, they look rough without. And Steph is like he can't do what he can do because now all the attention's on him. So he can't do what he do without Klay, and that's huge.
A lot of people sleep on Klay. I feel like they don't give him enough credit that he excuse me, what he brings to that team, just his energy and even his defense.
Defense is on. Yep.
They're missing a lot on defense as well. That he locks up, he puts the clamps on. So when I found out that he got hurt, I was a bit hurt too. I was just like, nah, man. He's great to watch.
Yeah, it's always tough seeing, especially guys of his caliber, getting hurt. Like when KD got hurt, that was like, oh,
Yeah,
See like and the D Rose back in like in 2011. It's like like seeing the best of the best get hurt
right.
is never good. But like when Clay got hurt again, I was like, man, that's gonna be tough because the defense is not is lacking right now.
Yep.
They don't play any
Yep.
defense.
They need him.
Yep. And then with no Draymond either, like it's definitely gonna be rough. It might be a tough season for him. And Steph was looking a little agitated. Like he was like the young guy.
Faces, right?
Yep.
What did Oubre shoot? Was it 3 for 17?
Yeah, Oubre doesn't.
Oubre
Oubre,
shoot coming.
yeah, Oubre wasn't looking smooth. He had his struggles too. So it's gonna be tough. It's tough without Clay because, like you said, what he's able to do, moving on offense, and then the stuff he does defensively, that's gonna be tough to find. I don't think you can find that, but it's gonna be tough. There's gonna be a rough year for them.
I pray for them.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. 'Cause, Steph, like I said, he looks stressed. He looks stressed
He did.
out.
He did look a bit stressed. You're right. That's the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
Stress.
He looks stressed because he got a young team now. They got the number 2 pick, Wiseman, and all that. Like they got a lot of young guys. So we'll see. So who are the teams that you're looking into this season that you like going into the year? Who you think's gonna go to the finals?
I oddly enough think the Bucks have a chip on their shoulder. I think that they just displayed basketball that they weren't familiar with, and I think they're hungry. And Giannis signing that contract, that extension. I think that they, they're ready to go full force. So I'm hoping to see the Bucks and the Lakers. I think that'd be a great matchup, especially the Lakers. They got they picked up Schroeder, another defensive player. That's exciting to watch. So I'm definitely looking forward to a Bucks Lakers finals.
Oh yeah, when the Clippers, they beat the Lakers. Do you think they have a chip on their shoulder because last year they was supposed to be the team that could beat the Lakers or get to the finals and win it, right? I know I picked the Clippers to win it all because I like the depth. I thought the depth was there, but I didn't factor in, and I thought this could be an issue, but the chemistry, I thought they got enough pros there, vets that they can figure that out, right? And they didn't. They never figured it out, right? And it was an issue throughout the whole year. And then when they got to the bubble, it really just blew up, right? We heard all the stories, Lemon Pepper Lou going to the strip club and getting the chicken wings, his chicken wings, quote unquote, and it's like we hear all the stories and like, wow, like chemistry is important because to me, chemistry blew it for them, like because they were the only team, in my opinion, that could beat the Lakers. Like I didn't think Denver.
I'm gonna agree.
Yeah, and I thought so, but I think they're coming in this year with a chip on their shoulder. And we saw what they did with the Lakers, right? Lakers getting their rings. That could. I would be irked too. Like if I see someone getting their championship, all their championship stuff, I'm gonna be a little
light a fire. Yeah, light a fire.
So I think the Clippers are gonna come in and might surprise some people because people were disrespecting the Clippers a lot this offseason.
I think they were too focused on Paul George because of his inconsistencies that they kind of just chalked it up to that. So you have to realize that's a grown man and he's a professional athlete. He's gonna come back now even stronger because of what he's been hearing. So I think that the Clippers are a team to watch out for. I just think that the Lakers are too strong. They have even their bench.
The bench is really good.
Oh, like
they got Trez. They definitely got a good team. And but like you said with the Clippers, like PG's coming back healthy too.
Yeah.
He's not dealing with the, I don't think people factor in like last off season he's dealing with, rehabbing the shoulder and all that. So now he comes into this off season with his old trainer and he's doing his regular routine. And you know how basketball players are, their routine, right? It's all about routine. And when you're not in that routine, you can get out of funk. So now he's in that routine and we've seen he's balling so far. And like he heard all the, like you say, he heard all the stuff that was being said on all talk, radio shows and Twitter, Twitter could be ruthless. He read that Twitter could be ruthless with, so he heard all that. So maybe that's that'll light a fire under him. And how do you feel about the Nets this year?
The Nets surprised me. I don't see them as a contending team for the finals, but who knows? With I think if KD is healthy enough, like he doesn't get injured, and Kyrie is healthy, pretty strong. I don't know, but I don't see that going too far, honestly.
No, I
Not
mean, I
enough
hope
help.
not. I hope not. For as a Knicks fan, I want to see
Break
them.
their heart, right? Imagine the Nets getting a ring.
I can't deal with. I deal with enough Nets fans as is. I can't deal with them winning a championship, even though I think they're gonna get to the finals. I did predict them going to the finals.
I'm gonna have to get back
So
to this conversation when the finals hit.
yeah, yeah. I picked up. I did it. I saw KD the first two games, and even in preseason, I'm like, oh, he's back. I'm like, oh, he's back.
Yeah,
And to me,
he's
that
been
was
hooping.
yeah. And to me, that's what they need. If he's back and he's KD, yeah, I think they could do it. I'm like, it's gonna be tough with Milwaukee and Boston, but they saw what they did to Boston. Like, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but I think the Nets could pull it off if they're healthy. And Kyrie
Yeah,
is Kyrie. You know,
Kyrie is dangerous, man.
yeah. Kyrie's. I think people we tend to forget how good he really is at basketball. Like we
Yeah.
focus on like the other stuff so much, but like he's
You
really good at basketball.
got that ball on the string, man.
Yeah. I think he has the best handles of all time.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
I think I,
Definitely.
I know there's like Rod Strickland and you got AI, Skip to my Lou. There's a few, but the stuff Kyrie does with the ball, I've
Definitely.
never seen something like that before. It's special.
It's very rare he loses the ball. That's what makes it so special.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
You got
frozen on your end?
yeah, you're good
Yeah.
though. But I
Yeah.
hear you. I hear you good on the audio though. That's good though.
All right, cool.
But yeah, he like you said, he's got that ball on the string and just he's fun to watch. He's really fun to watch. Other than all the antics that people tend to bring up with him, he's still a hooper. You know.
Still got my money on him. Best
Yeah,
hand.
exactly. Like I'll still count on him to show. And so you have the K3 shooting brand. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
When was the thought process when you first were thinking about doing something like this? What was the creation? When did you realize like, all right, I need people need something like this in their hands?
I actually was on scholarship at Monroe Community College upstate, and I used to shoot left-handed. I'm ambidextrous, and my jump shot was so flat it had no rotation, and I was like, there has to be something out there, to help me just push this ball off to get some rotation going. My shot was super flat, man. It just hit the rim down somewhere else. So I looked online, and there wasn't anything online, so I started using rubber bands.
Mm-hmm.
And after I started using rubber bands, they started snapping, and that hurts really bad. So
Yeah.
I started searching, and there was nothing on the market, so I decided to create it.
Nice. And so how did you so you realized that that's a problem and you didn't see anything on the market. Well, how did you come up with the design and getting into production?
Well, I played basketball my whole life, so I already knew that the shooting fingers that you release with are the points in the middle. So
Mm-hmm.
off rip, it was just like
Yeah.
I already know this. So I started putting the rubber bands on both those fingers, and I just started trying to pull back on the fingers when I shoot to make it just push more when the rubber bands weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And once I saw that, I started releasing it, and it was rotating. I started shooting with my right hand to just start my jump shot completely over, just kind of reinvent it. So I started shooting right hand after I started using the rubber bands, and yeah, that's where K3 was born.
Nice. And how long have you has it been in production?
This has been going on since 2009. I applied for a patent, and the patent actually just came in last year in October.
Nice.
So it's been on for some time now.
Nice. And I'm sure when you first got that in your hand, you're like, wow, like this is real. Like this is awesome, right?
You have no idea. I thought people were lying when they called their company their baby. And yeah, it's no feeling like it. I can't even explain it. It's just out of this world.
That's amazing. And have you seen a lot of people use it and just, give you positive feedback that it's helped their shot, right?
I actually sent some to Phil Handy.
I could watch his videos literally on it every day. Like it's just so informative. Like I love Phil Handy.
That guy is the best. He's so down to earth and so just poised and relaxed. And I sent a few to him, and I reached out again. Was like, hey, how did it go? And he's like, it really works. I'm surprised. Like, it's a really good product. So I think that was the biggest compliment to the company, that Phil Handy actually, gave that kind of feedback.
Oh yeah. If Phil Handy says it's good, then a lot of people are going to look at that and take it like, okay, if Phil Handy's saying it's good, this is a guy who's one of the best player development coaches in the world, world champion, 3-time world champion. If he approves of it, then it's going to take off.
100%.
So
100%. That's right now.
yeah, because like I said, Phil Handy's like I said, I think he should be a head coach. I think he's tremendous. Like everywhere he goes, they just happen to win. So I think if you want to win, why not hire the man to be the head man? Hopefully he'll get his shine one day. But that's awesome though, that the product has been able to take off. And like you said, guys like Phil Handy, I'm sure you've had other people reach out and tell you like, yo, like the product's great. Like it's helping me, my percentages, free throw percentage, shooting percentage, everything has gone up. So I'm sure when you hear the positive feedback, that just makes everything worth it.
I mostly love when I hear back from children, when children use the product and I hear that it's helping them and their jump shot is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
That is the highest compliment over Phil Handy because these kids are they're so young and they want to learn the game and they're so eager that they want to perfect it, and you just really can't replace that with anything. It's really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, that's awesome, especially like when the young kids, understanding that, that this can really help their shot. And that's awesome that, you get all that positive feedback. So, that's awesome. The product is great. I've seen it. It looks dope, so, that's awesome that you've had so much success with that and you're able to build something really dope.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes. All right. So before I let you go, and like I said, I appreciate you coming on the show. This has been fun so far. Let's have a little fun. Let me give you some questions and just some quick rapid questions and let's get your thoughts on them. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So like I said before, who you think has the best handles, in basketball?
That's Kyrie, man. Hands down, it's Kyrie.
Who has the best layup package?
Oh my gosh. I haven't really seen much layups, but I'm gonna go with Jamal Murray.
Yeah, he's
different.
In the bubble, what he was doing in the bubble, like
disgusting. Oh my gosh.
He was doing some real crazy stuff in the bubble, and his game's taking off too, for
right,
sure. Yeah. All right. So who's the best dunker?
I still think Aaron Gordon got cheated.
Did you? I thought Derrick Jones was I thought he should have won. I thought he was the winner.
Since he went against Zach LaVine. No, he's getting cheated, man.
That one. Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, that one. Yeah, you're right.
He's been getting cheated, man. He's phenomenal.
He's definitely he can, for a guy that big too, like
he can move. Yeah.
That's crazy. That guy could be what 6'9", 6'10", and move the way he does in the air. That's like Blake.
Athletics.
Yeah. All right. Who's your Mount Rushmore for the NBA?
Ooh. It has to be Jordan, of course.
Of course.
We're gonna have Kobe up there. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
It'd be LeBron and Clay. Easy.
Ooh, Clay. Oh, people are gonna be like, Clay. You had everyone with the first three. People are gonna be like, Clay. Okay, but that's your that's your guy. So okay. Like I said, you can't go wrong with Clay. Like Clay's one of the best. All right. So who's your Mount Rushmore for the WNBA?
I'm gonna go with Diana Taurasi.
Yep, gotta put her.
I'm gonna Sue Bird. Absolutely. I'm going with Teaspoon, Teresa Weatherspoon.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go with somebody I know, Tina Charles.
Tina Charles, that's a good one.
Yeah, she's an animal, man. I played AAU with her. She's phenomenal.
Yeah. That's a good list. That's definitely a good list. How do you feel about the way the WNBA is going and it feels like it's just rising and it's growing. And it kind of felt like when Kobe was really like preaching hard for the WNBA and putting respect on and his passing, I was hoping that, we wouldn't forget about it, right? What he was doing, and we would continue that legacy and keep, the WNBA and put respect on it, because there are a lot of people have disrespected women's basketball and all that. So how do you feel about how, the WNBA has progressed, especially during this year?
I'm excited for the WNBA. I think a lot of people would disagree with this, but it's on the rise. And I think what a lot of people that disrespect the WNBA don't realize, these are trained professional athletes.
Yup.
I don't care where you went to college. I don't care what high school you went to. These girls they're tough.
Yup.
Speaking from experience, even a tryout. These are girls that haven't made it to the league. It's insanely hard to score.
Yes.
The defense is ridiculous. It's so hard to get past even girls that aren't in the league. So I think that when you're coming from a standpoint of talking nonsense through your phone, I think
Yeah.
that a lot of these people need to go to a game and actually see how even big these girls are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people realize, these girls 6'9", 6'6", 6'7", they're big girls. So I just think that it's headed in the right direction, and it's in good hands, definitely.
Yes, it definitely is. And like a lot of these, they are skilled. Like there's legit skilled girls. And I think, whenever I see people disrespect it and like, oh, like, because they can't dunk, or it's, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, this, like, there's so much more to basketball than just dunking and all that. Like, these girls are skilled. And like you said, there's so much talent in the league too. Like, and there's so much talent that's going to be coming into the league in the next few years. Like we see Sabrina Ionescu, like she didn't play a lot this year, but she's going to be a good one. You know, she's going to
Yeah,
be really good. So the league is in good hands, and Kobe, was a big part of that. And if we could keep one thing, in his legacy, to carry on is, to continue, putting the respect on women's basketball in the WNBA and just keeping that going, because the league is definitely getting, it's progressing, and it's going back up. We saw it in, when it first, in the 90s, where there was a Liberty and the Comets going at it, in those battles that make, and I think it's going to get back to that level with so much talent and, so many great teams, and, Breon Stewart, and like I said, Sue Bird and Diane Taurasi still hooping. It's the league is in good hands. So I'm just happy that, we keep that, that part of Kobe's legacy, and continue to keep the WNBA, and keep putting it on the pedestal that it deserves to be on.
absolutely.
Yes. So, this was a great conversation, Nikki. I really appreciate you coming on the show and chopping it up with me for the last, 45 minutes. I really appreciate it.
Chris, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate being here. It's good to talk to somebody who's open minded about the game and not just the men's side. So I appreciate what
Yes.
you said about WA and all that. That's great, man.
Yeah, no, I'm big. I'm big into, just the game. I love the game of basketball. It don't
Right.
matter. I just love basketball, and said, big ups to the WNBA and everything they're doing. I just love basketball so much, and it definitely deserves its flowers. So definitely got to put respect on it. And but like I said, I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you, like I said, chopping it up and talking about your story, talking about the success of the shooting band and all that. So before we log off, where can people find you on social media? Where can people get the bands? Shoot all that good stuff.
Right, right. So you can find the shooting bands, the page actually at K3 Shooting Band.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a link right in the bio. You click that and purchase your band. Get it right there.
Nice, nice. And I'll make sure to put all that stuff, in the description below, when I get everything up and going. But Nikki, this was fun. I hope you have
Absolutely.
a happy holiday. Enjoy the rest of the year, and be safe with COVID and all that. We're still dealing with this BS. But I hope continue success with everything with the band and everything. And like I said, a healthy and happy new year.
Likewise, Chris. Thanks again, man.
Yes, yes. And that's Nicky Young. And appreciate everyone for listening on the Nothing But Net radio channel on Dash Radio, guys. Have a happy and healthy new year. Take care. Be safe. Thanks for listening.